Morning everybody, Rusty from the Rusty Razor. Got another shave day, and today we're going to be using Heritage Hills, Washington. It's one of my favorites. It's got like bay rum, bergamot, orange, something else, maybe teak. I can't remember. It's written on the outside. God, I forgot what it is. Glasses. In this light, I can't read it. Oh, fir needle. There we go. Patchouli, yeah, something like that. All right, so good stuff. I love the scent of this. If Heritage Hill, we need splashes. I'd get a splash in a heartbeat with this. Speaking of which, we're going to be using Old Spice with it. And then we got the first use of the Wizamet blades. Yes, with the King C Gillette. It's the old Wizamet. It's just Red Island shaver. He's the one that got me onto using those things, and they're nice blades. They really work good, really sharp. All right, how's your day going? Mine's a little slow this morning because of self-inflicted wounds last night. Yeah. Tell you in a second here as I get lathered up. We had a kind of a night on the town type of deal last night. Where are you going? That old sud's going everywhere. Got a friend of mine who owns a business, and I knew we've known each other for years now. He basically said, because he owns kind of like a trucking company, warehouse or thing where he's got a large warehouse where trucks come in and go out, and he also owns some trucks that do run from one. He has warehouses in 3 different cities, so he has trucks run back and forth, running stuff. It's kind of like a drop ship type thing where trucking company will come in and drop off goods to one warehouse, and then a private will come in and pick it up and run it to this whatever town or city it needs to be, or else he has his own 3 trucks that will run materials from each warehouse type of thing. He says he's in his 70s. And he has no wife, no kids. He's sort of kind of like adopted me kind of thing. Where every once in a while we'll go out and do stuff together. So called me up yesterday morning and says, "What are you doing tomorrow night?" I'm like, not much, nothing really. Probably just watching TV. He's like, "All right, make sure you got your suit." Yeah, okay. We're going out. I'm like, okay. He said, "Well, I'll pick you up." Okay. And I said, about 5 o'clock, I'll pick you up, and then we'll go out to dinner. So, got a little local restaurant he likes to go to. It's kind of a nice ambiance bar / restaurant. Serves some really good steak type thing. And he comes in and picks me up, and it's in an Uber. It's in like an Escalade. It's like, uh-oh. It's like when you get picked up with an Uber, something's really gonna be an interesting night. So we dropped us off and told the driver, says, "Yeah, we'll give you a message when we want to get picked up again." It's like, okay, like. It's like he pays him nicely to have the old night on in town, and it's like he'll make it worth your time and effort to be around available. So we get there, and I order a nice little ribeye, a 12-ouncer. It's kind of rare, nice seared on both sides type thing. He's like more medium well, and he looks at mine and goes, So I don't know how you can eat that. I said, that looks like it's still mooing. I said, yes, it is. That's what makes it taste good. And so it was a really good steak. Had some salad, blue cheese, and a few vegetables on the side, type of thing. And scotch. He's more of a mixed drink kind of. He likes his old fashioned and stuff like that. And he says, yes, just get whatever drink you want. And I was like, oh. And waitress said, what do you got? Is it, still got any Balvenie? And she goes, oh yeah, we got an 18, we got a 16, and a 12. Which one would you want? Bring me the old one. We'll start with the old one. Because, when you first get going, and it sets it down and brings it in, we're sitting in, and he goes, Johnny goes like, that smells really good. What is that? I was like, it's a Balvenie 18-year-old scotch. And he was like, God, that smells good. I was like, I'm always drinking these old fashions, and he's like, he basically mixed drink kind of guy since the beginning of time, I guess. And he's really never been a scotch guy, and he smells this, and he was like, bring me one of those. I have to try this out. And he was like, it's like watching somebody the very first time they ever had a smoked pork ribs or something, and they just like to, whoa, this is good. Like, this tastes real good. And I was like, yeah, it does, doesn't it? And so he was like, he finished his old fashioned, and then he started drinking it, and I said, let it sit. Let it. It's like you gotta let a good scotch sit there for a minute for how old it is. Just let it open up. And then I said, start. It's like just take a little sip here and there, and just enjoy it. And he's like drinking this, and he's like, and I started asking questions. I mean, what do you taste? What you tasting anything on it? Anything? Eventually, I got him to the point where he was like, started getting it all figured out. And he's like, oh, this is good. Then they brought us a 16-year-old Balvenie. Was it Caribbean cask? I think it was. Oh yeah, that was heavenly. Let me tell you, like a good old taste in scotch. It's like typically one of these bottles, if you went to go buy it, it's like over $300 or $400, a bottle. We're getting, I think it was like $50 a glass just to buy it and drink. So yeah, it was a good night. And eventually it was like after the third scotch, and I said, bring us a Balvenie 12. And he's like, why a 12? It's like, what you want? I was like, no, because after a while you start getting a little too much alcohol in you. He's like, yeah, you're just kind of wasting the good stuff. Just bring the 12-year-old. A 12-year-old's only like $75 a bottle, so it's not like expensive. Which I got, a bottle of it in my cabinet. Which, man, it's like, I really enjoy the 12. And then we finished that off, and I was like, asked for some dessert, and I had some cheesecake, which is really bad for me, but it's like some cheesecake with strawberry sauce. And I was like, do you want to have Glen Morangi? And they go, well, yeah, we do. And it's like, 10-year-old? It's like, yeah, okay, bring me bring me one of those. And then he's like, yeah, bring me one too. So he gets one, and he's like, wow, it's like, this is totally different flavor. And I was like, yeah, it's got orange notes to it, doesn't it? And he was like, you're right, it does. It's got more citrus. And I'm like, huh? That is a good scotch. I like it. For a 10-year-old, it has like amazing flavor to it. So we decided, we kicked back, and they had a little baseball going on the TV. Watching it. We were talking about going to, because he's a Vikings fan too, and Minnesota Twins fan. And talking about, back in the days when going to see the Vikings play at Bloomington and then the Metrodome. And he hasn't been to the new stadium. I've been to the new stadium up there for the Vikings, and tell him all about that, and just kicking back and relaxing, finishing our last bit of scotch and just enjoying the night. And finished it off, and it's like he called the Uber guy and said, "Hey, come and pick us up." It's like, by this time we were like, definitely no condition to ever drive. That's why you get the Uber. Drove us across back town because his office is only like 5-10 minutes away from my house, depending on if you hit lights and stuff. And he lives to the northeast side of town. So yeah, it was a good night. I enjoyed it. It's like, but this morning I woke up and going, oh boy, I'm running slow. Like, whoa. It's like, yeah. So I made myself a bagel and threw in bananas, some strawberries and blueberries and some blackberries and some protein mix, and threw it into my little blender, and it's like, that was part of my drink for the breakfast this morning. Like, a little good, put some good stuff in me after a night of enjoying some drinks, which is totally different from one of my other friends. If we did a night like that, he's like, "It's gonna be a night of debauchery. We're going to the strip club." He'd get a couple drinks in him, and then he just wants to go see the strippers. Like, dude, you're almost 60. No, it's like, who cares about that crap anymore? But that's just the way it is. People are different. Me, if I go out, my version of going out and having a night on a town is going to the restaurant and relaxing and just having a good conversation, and maybe have a good game on the TV to talk about, a little bit of sports. What do you guys like doing? I'm a homebody, really, 100%. So I just never go out to the bars and go crazy. And going to a restaurant where you can just sit back and relax and have some food is all the closest you can get for me to, being at home type of thing. Be honest. But it's always nice, be able to enjoy some different flavored scotches that you wouldn't. I to be honest, it's like, for me, spend $75-$80 on a bottle of scotch is like a lot of money. I just didn't, I have a hard time doing it. It's like, typically, I don't have a problem with like a $40, but you start getting up there into the good stuff. And have to just take it easy. Now that my wife's retired, really got to watch how much money you spend. Like, she got a good retirement program, and the same as me. It's like, I've reached the point now where here in the next month or so, I got to start thinking about having to start pulling money out of my retirement funds that I got. That's something. I used to be a financial planner, so when I was young in my 20s, I was putting a lot of money away. So now I got to start touching it. But with inflation, everything, it's like, it's like when you got 30% inflation, it just ate that right the hell up. 5 years ago, hey, that's a good amount of money. Nowadays, you're like, geez, can I afford to go to McDonald's now? But, what it is. I really got to think now that I'm getting, you know, almost to the end of my recovery program. Might try to get, it's like my chiropractor, his father-in-law does a delivery service type thing, where he gets in his car and just like a package or, you know, some type of item and just deliver it from one town to the other, you know, what has to be there, like certified type mail stuff. And he makes some good money. And I was like, yeah, I could do that. So he said, yeah, as soon as you're done with your recovery program, you're good. And he's like, yeah, well, put your name in, see if you get a job. Like, I used to deliver pizza. I mean, that was the easiest part of my job, was just like, oh, I gotta get in the vehicle and drive. Oh, what's so hard about that? You know, it's like turn on the radio, listen to a ball game, listen to music. It's not like it's a hard job, you know. And now with hands-free everything, heck, you can call up the missus and say, hey, you know, how's it going? What's up? You know, type thing. So, am I interrupting your Hallmark channel? type thing. Yeah, I'd say these Wizamets really wake up this King C. Gillette. Feels good. Oh, question. What do you guys do for entertainment that isn't, it's like, I know a lot of you are probably like me, don't like going to bars, but, you know, what do you like to do for entertainment that's low-key? All right, let's wash this up here. Oh, nice smooth shave, man. Ooh. But I do have to say, after 4 scotch, you know, it's like, you know, it's the recovery time is a little slower than it used to be. But, yeah, worth it. All right, there's an affiliate link down below for the Razor Company. So if you need something from those guys, just click on it. And we'll get a giveaway get going. Ooh. Just there, had a little quick belch there. It was like free. Banana and strawberry. Ah, no stinging at all. That's the nice thing about the King C. Gillette. It is a mild razor, but you put a good blade in that thing, it will give you a smooth shave. Man, it's baby butter smooth. Ah, smells good though. All right, so Rock'n'Roll Rangers. I still can't bend over. If I can pick this up with my foot. I dropped the. There we go. Ugh. I'm not supposed to bend over at the back. I could squat down, but it's like really hard to pick things up off the floor. Work smarter, not harder. All right. Shave of the Day, brought to you by Heritage Hills, Washington. Guys, we need a splash. Oh, you had a splash with this, I would be all over it. I'd be all over it in a heartbeat. All right, so I think that's the correct way. There we go. We had the Wizamet Super Radiant Blades, first use with the King C. Gillette. Gave me a nice smooth shave, man. It is smooth. It's like, I'm not feeling anything. It's like, whoosh, took it right off. All right, that's shaved there, buddy. I hope you guys like it. Like and subscribe, share with your friends, and we'll see you in the next one. Rusty out.